Okay, so let's look at this next question called crafty. Um, and again, we will do as many that are different and the ones that look alike, but we saw one where, so you can, 175 is, 176 is similar to 175, so you can work with that. This one is different. So let's look at it. So you have here, this is the current volume, current selling price, these are the fixed overheads, and this you have your labor. Okay, right. So let's look at the current situation. Um, well, we have some information. We want to play around with a few things and see what happens. So we're just kind of creating that sort of change. So let's see. So currently, working with what we have for 100,000 units. I want to put that here. Put that here, 100,000, and I'll put here 110,000. That's kind of the big point here. The Right, yeah. So well, they're doing it using totals, so we can do it that way. I suppose there's a number of ways you can look at it, but let's look at it from that angle. So revenue here, of course, you're selling it so at £2, so that's 200,000, isn't it? Two times that. And then materials, you're buying your materials at 20p per unit, so of course that becomes, just use a different pen color there, that becomes £20,000 for your materials. And your labor is 50p, so that becomes £50,000 for materials. Your fixed overheads are your fixed overheads. I'll use a different pen color for that. I'll use black. Fixed overheads, your fixed overhead, 70,000. And depreciation is calculated at, 1 second, I didn't find it very quickly. It did say, does it say, extra investment would be at 20,000. So currently, I'm not sure that oh, sorry, forgive me. It says here that the extra investment would be depreciated at 20%. So this is additional depreciation that we're going to have here. So I'm going to argue that my current depreciation is nil. I imagine that depreciation cost is living within my fixed overhead cost right now because they haven't separated out anywhere for me to see. We'll check the answers to see depreciation at the time. Okay, right. So what do we have here? So if I decide to go into the future with 110, I would do this selling at £1.95. So that's 110 times £1.95, right? And so I'll do that. So 110,000 times £1.95, and that's 214,500. Then you have material costs here. I've been told that the variable costs will fall by 5%. So these are variable costs here, right? So currently my variable costs literally just multiply them and then drop them by 5%, if that makes any sense. So go 0.5 times 1,000 and they fall by 95. So you're only going to have 95% of that. So that's what's going on for labor. And for material, it's the same thing, 0.2 times 110 000 times 95%, because it tells us it'll fall by 5%. So let's do that. So let's do the material first. So that's 0.2 times 110,000 times 95%, and then that's 20,090. Sorry, 20,900. And then I have my labor, which is 0.5 times 110,000 times 0.95, which is 52,250. And it says that you have a fixed overhead. It says fixed overhead cost would rise by 5,000, so that will go up to 75,000. And as a result of this additional investment, you have 20,000, so you have this additional investment, which is 20% of this. So 20%, which is a fifth, isn't it? A fifth of 20,000. So 20,000 divided by 5 is 4,000. So you have an additional depreciation cost of 4,000 cost. So in terms of change, let me change my pen color here. So I have a change here of an additional 14,500. I have a change here of 900, I have a change here of 2,250. I have a change here of 5,000, and I have a change here of 4,000. So all increases. So sorry, your revenue is 14,500, and all the rest are increase in costs. So you have additional profit of 14,500 minus all these others, 900 minus 2,250 minus 5,000 minus 4,000, which gives you 2,350. Right. So the return on the additional investment would be the 2,350 divided by the additional investment of 20,000. And so you have here 2,350 divided by 20,000, which gives you 11.75%. Now let me just flick through to the answers and sort of see. Yes, so we were right about that. We were right about that. There was no depreciation because there was nothing there. It just was given to us. We had to assume that. It was more about the additional costs. So you can see that that's what's going on there. Now, the question then goes on to ask us, concerned that the sales may not reach the 11,000, whatever, then what would the break even be? Well, literally, what we need to decide is what are our fixed costs. And our fixed costs, of course, here are the 75,000 plus the 400. 75,000. Oh, well, so they've given us the table for it. I didn't see that. 75,000 plus the 4,000, which is equal to 79,000. What is the contribution per unit? Your sales have remained at the same. Sorry, no, they haven't. Your selling price falls to £1.95. So your selling price is £1.95 minus these variable costs that have fallen by 5%. So you have you can band them together, to be fair. 0.7 times 95% of it, and so you have 1.95 minus 1. You have 0.95 times 0.7, which is 0.665. So 0.665. So this is your contribution minus 1.95, and that's 1.285. So your contribution is 1.285, and your fixed costs are 79,000. And so therefore, your break even is 79,000 divided by 1.285, and 79,000 divided by 1.285, which gives you, well, because these are whole units, we need to round it up. So 61479. Let's see, I mean, again, I tend to do this without looking. Here we are, just to see that we're on the right track. And there we are. We're very much on the right track. So great. That's question 177. It's a good question to do. I think if you get this kind of thing, if they were going to really challenge you, they can give you this type of question. But it's a good question to really look at what's going on with change. So please practice this. Good.